Hello, I hope you guys are doing well. In last session we checked these points and today's session we will see how to secure Azure function to allow access from external source. If you will check last session, you remember you will get to know that we have deployed Azure function. So this was the Azure function which we had deployed. Let me refresh and you would see that we are able to access this from outside. So anyone could access this using the function URL. So we want to uh, have authentication so no one could access this endpoint other than Entra ID app, which we have configured to access this endpoint, right? So only the custom authentication would be accessed to this endpoint. Other than that, no one would be able to access this. Let's start. Let me show you how to do that. First of all, let's go to Azure Functions. Here you need to search authentication. In authentication, click on Add Identity Provider. Select Microsoft. Select External Configuration. Uh, Select provide the detail of an existing app. Right here we need to add an ID of the app, custom authentication app, which we had created. Let me show you. Just go to the custom authentication, go to external identities, custom authentication extension. Remember this was the event on token assurance start event which we created. Let me click on here and here is the app ID that we need, right? We created this app, right? So this is the app ID that we need to have. Basically, this is the bridge app between our custom claim authentication as well as our system step up your web app, right? So this is the bridge which is responsible to communicate or to transfer claims. So let's go back, add this ID. Yes, add this ID and then here we need to add domain name. This is our tenant name and then here we need to add tenant ID and then v2 to point v2o, right? So let me copy tenant ID quickly. So inside step up web jar you can find tenant ID. Let's copy this and paste here and then v2.0. Okay, now let's move on. Here you need to select allow request from specific client application and here you need to add this value. This is a common value. You need to add the same value, right? This is provided by Microsoft and it does not change. Does not matter in which tenant you are. If you are using configuring authentication for Azure function to use by Entra External ID, you will use this ID in allow request from specific client application. Let's click on OK. Here you will click on, it would be same, allow request from any identity, and then allow request from specific tenant, specific tenant, and here you could see that this is a tenant ID, our tenant ID, and then require authentication, and then 401 unauthorized. If you would not have access, then we will get unauthorized. Click unchecked token store and recheck all the values. Yeah, so this is the configuration that you need to do in Azure function authentication, right? Simply click on add. When you will click on add, so authentication will be configured. You, okay, it is done. Now only user of this app would be able to access this Azure function. Let me show you. Go to external identities. First of all, let's refresh this and you would be see that we don't have access. Okay, you could see that you do not have permission to view this directory, right? Let's go to external identities, user flows. Yeah. This is our user flow that we created in our session. Run user flow. Step up your web. Run user flow. Click on sign in. Okay, so we are getting this error because this setting takes some time to reflect. Let me try one more time. If it will not work, then I will pause the video and after some time, after 5 minutes, I will unpause and show you this configuration is working. Oh, no need to pause. No need to pause the video. You could see that this time we are able to access. Here, if we will refresh, we would see that we do not have permission, but here we are able to log in, and this is the external claim that we are getting from Azure function. How you can verify that your Azure function is running? You can simply go to Azure function, click on log stream, and when you will simply click on run user flow, next, you could see that here when we will click on sign in, you would be able to see logs. Okay, you could see that executing on token assurance start event, and here are the logs. Uh, C# trigger function processed request and request. These are the logs here. This function was programmatic. C# HTTP trigger function processed request and request. Right? And here is the end. And all the user information, user email, You could see that here we have configured user ID and user email. So this is the user ID, this is the user ID and this is the user email, which through that we are just logging. So yeah, in today's session we check that how could we secure our Azure function so only our Entra external custom claim, custom authentication extension could access our Azure function and no one else could access other than our extension app. So this was the today session. Uh, if you do have any question or any query, you could ask in comment, and I am here to respond you. Thank you.